Hello. Thanks everyone for coming. Look, let's get started. Yes, you please.
Scott Jones, Liverpool Echo. Can you tell us, Millers, what attracted you to take the job here at Everton, please?
Yeah, look, Everton's an absolutely huge football club. Be under no illusions. The history this football club has, the amount of success the Gladys Street End has seen, is absolutely worthy of being replicated, and that's going to be my job. Whilst I never ever want to see a fellow follically challenged man out of a job, I'm absolutely convinced that the Gravelly one will go on and find a role somewhere else in football. No doubt in my mind whatsoever. For me, you have to grab these opportunities with both hands, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here. Whilst he couldn't find my size in the club shop, I've gone in blue, so I'm on brand to a degree, and I'm sure once they've got sorted the stock out and that, I'll be fully with you, and we're fully on board and we're ready to go. So, yes, please.
Roy Jones, Sky Sports News. Can you tell me, how do you plan to play? What kind of shape are we going to be looking at? What's your philosophy? Yeah. What's your views on football moving forwards, Millis?
Okay, yeah, look, philosophy's a funny one, right? We've all got one. We all think we know how to play football. We know the style that we appreciate on the pitch. And I've got one, of course. I like to play football on the grass. I like to keep hold of the thing. I like to make our opposition work. And more importantly, I like to attack, right? We've got to score goals. Sometimes, there's a time for keeping it, but where we can, particularly in a nice tight stadium like we've got at Goodison, you've got to try and get at the opposition as much as you can. Also, let's look forwards. In a couple of years, we move to our brand new stadium, an elite stadium, and we need to make sure that we're geared up for that, that we're in a place where actually we're competing in the upper echelons of the league with the right players playing the right style for a stadium like that. That ultimately is my driver, and I'm hoping the fans can get behind that. Yes.
David Lee, BBC. What's your immediate goals for the squad then, please? And how do you assess the current team's strengths and weaknesses, Millers?
Yeah, okay, no, fair enough. Look, it's interesting, isn't it? Immediate goals-wise, look, I've got to get on the grass with the lads. We've got to see them on the training pitch. Me and the staff have got to have a look at them. We've got to sit down. We've got to understand exactly where we are. And once we've done that, we can elaborate on that with you guys and girls here. But ultimately, for me, it's about meeting the lads, making sure they understand what we're looking for moving forwards, and hopefully making sure that we're all on the same page. But we can only do that on the grass. Okay? Yes, thank you.
Craig Robinson, Everton Inquirer. How important is it, Millers, that the club's fans are with you and backing you? And what message would you like to give them ahead of your tenure?
Yeah, look, the fans are everything, right? The fans are the bedrock of a football club. There's no doubt in that. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever. And ultimately, I'm hoping that my style, my functionality in terms of how we get our players to play, looking to make sure we keep it on the grass, trying to play a nice, attractive style of football, is something that will, endear itself to the fans, endear itself to the fans, right? That's ultimately what I'm hoping they're looking for, because I think in reality they've seen a little bit of dour football this last few months, and that's not okay. When you look back over Everton's history, it's tremendous. And they've done that playing football in a really, really attacking fashion. And ultimately, it's my job to try and bring that back, right? And that's why I'm here. So yeah. Look, I'm going to have to call it a day there, guys and girls. I've got another meeting to go to. Really appreciate your time, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks a lot. Hello everybody and welcome to our brand new Let's Play, The Evolution of Everton. Thank you very, very much for joining us. I, of course, am Millers. We are here in the Dugout FM, and you join me at the very, very beginning. We've just done our opening press conference. Well, the pretend one anyway. And you join me just as we've been hired as the manager of the Toffees. So let me take you through it, right? The aim, if you hadn't gathered from the little teaser that I did, really is to restore a little bit of glory to a club that's had a huge amount of glory in the past, right? Everton have been absolutely huge, particularly through the 70s and 80s. You can see the trophy hall across the bottom, right? And I don't know if a lot of people recognise just how successful Everton truly were. Unfortunately, it's been a period where they've not had a huge amount of success over the last sort of 10, 15 years, maybe in fact even longer than that, right? It's probably approaching 20 years. We'll have a look in a minute. But this could be a huge, huge club once again, and it's my job to bring that back. Originally to Goodison, but mainly to Bramley Dock, right? That's where we're going, and that's what we're going to try and do. So let's have a look. Before we get into it, I just want to say a huge, huge thank you. All right, my subscriber base over the last week, let's call it a week, has more than doubled. And I know that's not massive, right? Because it's something like 100. I think it's about 180 at the time I'm recording this. But that means the world to me. It was probably because of the rant video that I did for FM25. But if you're new here, thank you very, very much for joining us. We've just finished off a really big save with a journeyman save, Sunday League to Champions League. I think that was quite good in my opinion. Go and have a watch if you haven't seen it. This one's going to be a bit more of a casual, bit of a let's play, where we really are just trying to aim at restoring the glory to Everton. Okay. But yeah, look, thank you very, very much. It means the world to me. I am on a bit of a journey to try and get to 1,000 subscribers. It'd be fantastic if you could help me do that. If you're new here and you're not subscribed, please do. It's free. Just come and enjoy the Football Manager with me. And full disclosure, right, I'm going to play this until I either get sacked, which I hope I won't, or learn something about FM25. Because obviously the release date is still supposed to be March. It still says that on the website. So if something changes with that, obviously I'll let you know. If not, we might continue this one and maybe do a bit of a journeyman as well. So, right, let's get back into it. So, they're rich, right? You can see, though, it's still Farhad Mashiri. So, I've updated the game. It's the 24-25 season, but at the start of the season. So, Farhad hasn't sold out to the Freed King group. That is how he bought him. He's rich. I think he's classified in the game as a bit of an underwriter, right? He doesn't give huge amounts of money away, but he won't let you slip. So that's what we've got. We've got 38 million to spend, 1.8 million pound in wages. I don't know how much spare we've got, but we'll get into that. Right, let's have a look. This is who the coaching staff think are our best 11. Young Mills, don't know who this kid is. We'll have a look at him in a minute. Branthwaite, we know, again, Sunday League to Champions League. Branthwaite goes on to be an absolute monster of a player. Don't know, I'm pretty sure he's left-footed, so I'm not sure why he's playing on the right of defence there. Maybe Tarkowski is too. Don't know. Garner and Garner. Centre of the park, that'd be easy for me to say. Jack Harrison's featured wide left instead of, what's his face? What's he called? The boy who came from Burnley. We'll have a look. Dominic Calvert-Lewin and then Decore up top. Let's get into it, because I think there's more to it than this. Armando Broja's here. Where's the boy they signed? Iliam Undai, is that what he's called? The lad who can sit in a pocket. We'll go and have a look. We'll get into all of this. Here we go. Work within the wage budget, no problem. Build a new stadium, that's kind of on you, but you're doing it. Fair play. All Farhad wants from me is to finish mid-table and be competitive in the FA Cup, be competitive in the Carabao Cup. Well, we're going to try and do more than that, Farhad. But our aim certainly is to make sure we're in an elite position when we get into Bramley Dock. They want us to play entertaining football. Yes, I can understand that, having just spent some time under Sean Dyche. Be competitive against Liverpool and remain in the Prem. Sure, that's a supporter's view. No problem. We're not going to have an intra-squad friendly. I will do the presser, no problem, and we'll change that to every month. Right, let's go and have a look then. Excuse the formalities. We'll get rid of that. Right, squad. Let's have a look. What have we got? Ability-wise, okay, probably what you would expect, right? Dominic Calvert-Lewin tops the list, although he's wanted by Arsenal and PSG, so we're going to have a job to keep hold of him. Jordan Pickford, yeah, definitely. Idrissa Gueye, yeah. Tackle. Pass the ball to somebody better. That's what you're going to do for me, son. No problem there. James Tarkowski, is he left-footed? He's not. So he would definitely play on the right. I don't know why they would play inverted centre halves. There he is. Yes, like him. A little bit of flair. Can play in that pocket for me. Maybe he's a bit of a trequartista. Yeah, I think he's going to be a little bit of a player that the coaching staff perhaps haven't realised yet. And then Jack Harrison, I'm not entirely sure about this kid at all in real life. That's who I was talking about, Dwight McNeil. I like him. I like him in real life. Actually, he's quite brave, isn't he? He likes to run at players, and that's what I like. 6 foot as well on the left side. So you'd imagine, as a little bit of an inverted forward, he could do a bit. Boxing from the right hand side. Him and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You'd like to think they could do a bit, wouldn't you? Let's have a look. Back to squad. Yeah, okay. Mikalenko, Patterson, Seamus Coleman. In fact, who have we got set? As captain? Everton. Let's go. Seamus Coleman. There we go. All right. So Seamus Coleman is captain. Jordan Pickford is vice captain. So in theory, probably Pickford's going to be wearing the armband if that's who I stick with. Club captain Seamus Coleman because he's an absolute stalwart at the football club. Okay, so that's ability-wise. From a position perspective, we've got a lot of centre halves. Okay, fine. Although he's out on loan, so he won't really count. Who was the boy that they'd put in at right wing? Mills, wasn't it? Mills. Is he one of the babies? He must be one of the babies. Let's have a look. Dev Centre. Stan Mills. What a tremendous name, by the way. Stan. Okay. I don't mind that at all. He's 19, so maybe he could be better at 19 in fairness. But like that. Okay, good. If we've got anyone else there, Sean McAllister, who's this kid? Another right winger. We like our right wingers. Okay. 20 years old again. Potentially should be better for 20, but I think looking at the squad, right, it's littered with threes, isn't it? And you think that's probably about average, and that's probably where Everton are. They want to finish mid-table. Their squad looks fairly average, although there's one or two in on loan as well that we do need to look at. What's the bookies saying? What are the bookies saying? Season preview, 15th. Okay. So they think we've got a job on our hands to maybe kick on and be sort of mid-table. No one in the Dream 11. That doesn't surprise any of us, I don't think, in fairness. But, okay, well, we are where we are with that. Lads in on loan, Oriel Mangala, again, tackle, keep it, give it to somebody better, I think. Although he can run with the thing. That's not the worst. Belgian international. Yeah, okay. Who else have we got? We've got Jack Harrison. I'm not sure. Crossing, he's only 12. I'd like, maybe out here, but again, he's left-footed. And I'm going to probably prefer Dwight McNeil out there. He's got a nice first touch and stuff, though. But we'll see. Maybe he's an inverted right winger, but I don't really want to invert both. Lindstrom, on loan from Napoli. Like him. Again, can play in the pocket for me if I need him to. Right-footed, though, so maybe he can come out here. Again, not the best at crossing, though, which isn't ideal. Not very nippy either. How quick was Harrison? Again, not tremendously fast. And then Armando Broja, like him. I think he could work in coalition with Calvert-Lewin. Two forwards that we're probably going to rotate there. I quite like him. So we'll see how he goes. Probably, my kind of forward, if you want, 6'3", big lad, we can hit and we can play off. But of course, we have also got Beto. He's not really torn it up in real life, has he? But we'll see. He, did well for Udinese, but has he done well for Everton? I don't think he has. And this kid's an up-and-comer, isn't he? The Portuguese boy, Gimetti. He may find himself going out on loan. 19 years old, got a load of ability. He's wanted by a lot of teams on loan, probably in the Championship where he can kind of cut his teeth a little bit. So that might happen. But we really need to focus on the here and now, right? Because what we want to do is build over the next 2 seasons, and get ourselves in a place where actually, when we move to Bramley Dock, we can more than compete and we're ready to go and kick on for Europe. So to do that, what have we got? So we've got 38.5 million. That's not inconsequential, is it? we've got some money to spend, so we could probably try and do a couple of bits with that. 128k in wages available to spend. I don't know if anybody's going to go out at this point. There's work to do. I think from a tactics perspective, it's probably going to look a little bit like this. We're going to play the two centres in the middle of the park, but one's definitely going to sit. Ball winning midfielder, defend, look after it, just try and keep the ball, sitting with these guys, allow the better guys to go and play. And the kid's going to be up in and around these spaces in here and playmaker in here, more than likely, to try and get things going. That's how we're probably going to end up playing. But I'm not going to dictate that yet. We'll see. We've got a lot of friendlies to play. What have I got in the backing room staff? Not a lot. Okay. This isn't great at all. Defending, we are the worst in the Premier League. So I can only assume Sean Dyche was propping that up with his coaching abilities. I'm not entirely sure. But we are struggling there. Remarkably, United are the best. So thoughts? Yeah. Okay. Look, we've got work to do. I think performance analysis, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some serious recruitment for coaching, and every time I get a decent one, I'm going to kick another out. That's probably what I'm going to do. And cards on the table, Ian Wone probably won't be my assistant manager, but we'll see. He's got another 2 years on his deal, so that might cost me money, but he probably won't be here long term. I am going to play this with the reliance on Kevin Thelwell, our director of football. I'll obviously update our squad planner and ask him to go and do his job. If he struggles, then we'll bring in somebody else. Because I'd like our coaching staff to do our scouting staff to do what they're supposed to do. So we'll do that. We'll make sure we get all that sorted. We're fully laden on scouts, get a couple of recruitment analysis in, let them go and do their work. And then we're not the worst in medical, although we have got an absolute boatload of physios for some reason. We've got a couple of vacancies for sports scientists, but we don't have a doctor. So we might offload a couple of physios and get in a doctor, do that kind of thing. But we'll see where we end up. I need to do a lot of work behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes to try and make sure that we're in a place to go and do this well. Schedule-wise, okay, we've got quite a few friendlies lined up. That's good to see. And then we come back for our first game is Newcastle away. So it's a challenging one. We might do a double header, Newcastle and Palace, just to see where we sit. Newcastle, you would expect or anticipate to be in the top half. Palace, probably the bottom half. Let's confirm the theory. Newcastle third, anticipated third. What the hell? And then Palace 12th. So there you go. So quite a decent set of fixtures to give us a leveler in terms of where we are. So we're going to come back for that. At that point in time, it will be the beginning of August. So we'll have done, fingers crossed, a fair bit in the market. You'll be able to see what I'm thinking in terms of shape, personnel, hopefully backing room staff too. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you've come this far, I really, really appreciate it. Do subscribe and come and join us on the journey. Hopefully you're going to enjoy this as much as I am. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Take care.